Okay, now this video was I originally put it out January the 12th, 2024. Now, of course, this is Chloe, and she lost her channel. But I did catch this kind of significant part because I knew that they would. I've always felt like they're going to do something to their channel. Anyway, now the mysterious drones that we had was November the same year.
Correct.
So, plus this thing is loaded, loaded. It's definitely worth listening to it. Now, Chloe's only on TikTok. She did start a new YouTube channel, and they've already bumped her off YouTube again, of course. But anyway, this is a must listen to video. Remember, this was published January 12th, 2024. Enjoy. So glad I saved it.
Roll with it and basically talk about what actually happened at the mall. And it does start with us, oh gosh, feeling and seeing more of the fifth dimensional frequency, which means, what did the Fae say last week? That we're going to see more of them. We are going to see more of them. So I thought, okay, before I started this channeling today, that it was all about fear and, Project Blue Beam and all of that stuff in regards to the mole. But what I'm actually getting, because I've got a few to interview up here. We've got a few here. And I've already had a bit of a conversation with some of them, is that it was kind of like, it's about consciousness, and it's about kind of like what I talk about all the time is consciousness technology. So more people being activated actually to see some things. So that's actually what happened, very interestingly, and how to explain it, right? We're going from the fifth dimension into the third dimension. And when we have all that blasts of light, right, what happens is our consciousness increases. So the 1st of January, and I'm actually getting another thing as well. Okay, here we go. Due to the ley line as well on that part of the mall, also increase the activation of people being able to see beyond the veil. I'm actually quite surprised at this because myself, and I did not think this. I thought it had something to do with the friggin' alien invasion or something, right? But it seems to be a different thing, which I find very fascinating. Okay, so let's go. All right. I've actually got some interdimensionals that are the spokespeople for the beings that appeared at the mall. We did not understand. We weren't prepared. We were not prepared for the technology to not work. And I see a grey looking at like a calculator in front of him going, oh no, like the veil of invisibility has gone. Something has blasted through it. So this is all the beautiful light that's coming to here now and literally blasting through their frequency that they had. This is a really good sign, right? Because if that's going to happen to them, what do you think? What else is going to be revealed? All right, all the the reptilians that like to cover themselves up, right, and make them look like human beings. That also is going to. You're not going to be able to hide. Beings are not going to be able to hide. This is the beauty of where we are now and the increase in frequency that you are living through a time of great, great change. 2024 is the beginning, and we can go an increase of light forward for more than a decade, it feels like. For the next decade, there is an increase of light. Of course, your tech does not work here. Aha, your tech does not work here anymore. And I'm just going to ask a question. So it sort of sounds like that it was a mistake, but I don't. For me, I think, Greys, like, they can remote view. They'd remote view the site. They'll be ahead of time, unprepared, completely unprepared. This is bizarre, though. Unprepared? For real? frequency has to adapt. And so there's energy coming from underneath. This is a ley line. So when you're on the top of a ley line, you've got more amplification of that frequency. Think about it. Where is this? Miami, Florida? What's off the coast there? The Bermuda Triangle. Can you imagine that? That would have been going off at the time, right? Because the increase in frequency, right? That's what I'm getting. Is that true? Somewhat. The grids were activated, much higher frequency than predicted. We would have had to quickly adapt to that frequency change, but we were not prepared. We were not prepared for the influx of energy coming up from down above us, down, and from below us and up. Okay, so people went into a panic. So this was a real thing. Yes. Why he's not saying yes properly? That feels weird. Okay. There are many more that will be seeing us and the ships in the sky that are cloaked. The invisibility cloak was lifted. For a moment, we were able to then go back and change it, but the reality of the situation had already been seen. This did not take too long. We're looking at about 5 minutes. That's quite a long time for people. That 5 minutes is enough for people to see and go into a panic, is it not? Yes. He's holding a wallet, and I don't really know what that's about. Is that like a wallet on a phone? Let me just have a look. So we had to bring up a different frequency, but we had to go into it. Oh, I don't really understand what he means by wallet. So I think I just need to sit down for a little bit. So I think we've got, like I said before, a few coming in and out. Excuse the hair. It's a bit crazy at the moment. Okay. Grizzly on the hunt with psychic medium Kelly Jo. That's exactly right. This was the title of the live video. Yeah, Tennessee, that's right. Awesome. Bigfoot, yes, so exciting. People have to learn not to fear. Break the chains and lies they will have to face the beings. Yeah, well, that's exactly right. What did the Fae say last week? They said that you'll be seeing more of us, right? It just feels like consciousness tech, right? And it feels like there are many more walking amongst you, more than you realize. Some of you can feel it. Some of you have seen them. Some of you can't figure out why you are staring at that particular person. There's something different about that person, or there's something doesn't feel right. And that's your intuition telling you that this person may be interdimensional, but are cloaking, looking like in the human form. Imagine if we were to actually turn up and show our true form. You are, as a human species, are generally not prepared. You are generally not prepared for it. Be quiet amongst yourselves and learn to increase your telepathy, and you are going to be much more open and aware and not go into fear when you do see us in person. Yeah, it's interesting because when I've actually seen them, even clairvoyantly, your DNA, our DNA, you go into fear. It's like almost straight away. I get red in the face and I kind of go into like a little bit of a panic, but then I can slow my breath down. It takes a real conscious effort to not go into panic, right? Just the way that it was done, like in a mall, I'm really curious about that. On a higher level of things, it is somewhat planned. On a higher level of consciousness, and there are many here. We've got the Cosmic Collective, and I'm seeing so many beings, and I think that's why they all are in agreement that the time will come over the next following years that there will be an increase in this activity of people seeing beyond the veil. Is this correct? Yes. Like you are able to see clairvoyantly, you maybe see things more objectively. Oh, I don't know. I like rather seeing them clairvoyantly than objectively. So imagine if even if I was in there and saw it, I'd be like, oh my God, you know, it's a natural way of being, right? Well, natural state of consciousness, third dimension that we've been in for all of our lives, right? Some people like us who are mediums or psychic can go in and out of the dimensions, but it's not normal, or kind of irrational mind can't discern it when you do see them. So it's really hard to not go into a state of panic. It takes great control, knowing that they are not there to hurt you. They want me to tell you an example of like me and my partner. I'll look up at the sky and I'll see a ship. It happens quite often. And I telepathically say, hey, who are you? La la la. There'll be an exchange telepathically between me and the ship. And you'll get to the bottom, whether it's malevolent or benevolent. Malevolent usually show up straight away. You'll feel it. If you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I've got to cloak myself. You know, if you get that feeling of like I've got a shield or something like that, that's usually, this is not high vibration. But if you have a heart opening and a really nice information, that's usually very higher consciousness. That's benevolent. Most that are watching the planet now, we are watching in great fervor for the increases of the volume of the consciousness light technology that will be coming to the earth in increased form. This is why it may look so chaotic at the moment, as you are all going through so many shifts and changes so swiftly within yourself and the external reality that you are all living in. There may even be increase in portals. I see like a split in the fabric of time and space, and someone jumping through that portal like a light, and someone jumping through. Is this in regard to the mall thing? Kind of. No, but yes. It is about shifting dimensions, and if there's a being coming through that light from the fifth and walking into the third. Yeah. Some of you will see like quick snippets of information. Some people will hear. Yeah, this is very interesting. I just got a kookaburra in the distance. What's this? Tennessee, Bigfoot. What else is there? Yeah. I learnt long time ago, do not let or go into fear. Don't recommend it. Yeah. It's hard not to though. I mean, what have they been saying from the very beginning? It's just, I'm actually just going to get up and walk. It's just okay, I've got so many interdimensionals. I don't know why they're all coming through at once, right? So now, clairvoyantly, I'm looking at, because Tennessee, you talked about Bigfoot, but I can see a Bigfoot energy in front of me. So I'm seeing it clairvoyantly, but he looks like he's over in the grass over here. I've definitely got no fear. He's just sort of walking to the side of me and looking to the left, and he's very furry. He's got very furry, big furry legs, you know? So I'm just going to say, we want to be able to communicate, and we want to be able to share the knowledge. And this is a way that your planet will come out of the deceptions. We want to be able to share the knowledge of your origins and our history and our shared history. There's a shared history here. That's very strong. A shared history with Bigfoot, really. You and many of you were able to see us way back when the world was of a higher frequency, but we have been pushed out into the other dimension, no longer to be seen, although we do show ourselves up, do show ourselves to people that we find to be our friends. and to be helpful and to be protective of us. That is the key. We are also raising our young just out of your dimension into one dimension. I see a young Bigfoot walking ahead of this male, and he is showing him how to be in the world, how to pick the fruit at the right time, how to trap the deer at the right time, and also other ways, tactics, he says, to camouflage, to protect our species. It has been very important because your species went into a place of warlike energy and it never went back. And the reason why is because of, and he's pointing up to the star people, up, deals that were made, or place, people, beings that came, feels like reptilian, greys, that sort of thing, that wanted to place this world into a lower vibration because it would suit their end mean of this present planet, yes, but the end goal was to have power and control and an endless supply of, it's just going to sound really disgusting, but humans, ugh. When you dig further into it, you're going to see some really dark stuff, you know, in regards to human trafficking and, yeah, all of that. Just so my channel doesn't get shut down, maybe we should use a few more codes and, you know, hint, hint, wink, wink, that sort of thing. I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to be probably seeing different ones. So I've got a whole bunch above me. And so now I'm just going to go to the right of me because Dragon wants something to say as well. Woof. Wow. Usually I have one or two. We got a whole bunch here. Okay. We are waiting. So he's just putting his little chin on my shoulder. We are waiting for you all to wake up from your mission. And it is one that we look forward to. One that is almost like a holiday for us. But we were not prepared. We did not. But that to me just feels like, how could you not be prepared? You've got really high technology, do you not? The influx of energy, and due to the ley lines and the points, we ripped through time and space. Well, our invisibility cloak ripped. That's what it ripped. And there they are. Gosh. Wow. Okay. He's giving an apology. Okay. I apologize. We apologize. We apologize. We apologize to the people that we affected. We did not want to put people into panic. And in fact, when everyone was going through that panic, we also felt the panic and we felt really, really bad about it. So I take that you're greys that are benevolent and on a holiday. That's bizarre. How bizarre is that? Benevolent? Yes. Some of us are not. Some of us are. Okay? That you can't just wipe all one species with the same brush, I want to say. And that goes for even reptilian, okay?
Yo, Valentine's Day 2020, Sahara, Big Daddy, here we go. You know, I used to take drugs, and I still take drugs, but I also used to take drugs. But never mind, today I want to talk to you about the greatest drug of all, the drug of love, and not just any love, the drug of self-love. Ooh, baby, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about that masturbation either. I'm talking about that deep love, that deep sensation inside when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and say,